My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
Good morning, Pops Paladin here. We're going to talk about Heroic Goroth and the new raid Tomb of Sargeras. It is a very intense raid because of the ending, and if you haven't seen any of the spoilers, I won't ruin any of it for you, but holy crap. But anyways, let's talk about Goroth in terms of what this fight is. Super easy. In fact, the majority of players, as long as you 910 gear, even 905 gear on Heroic, shouldn't have to use your major cooldowns in order to survive this fight. If you do feel like you need to, well, whatever. I use my Ardent Defender for a few painful truths, but other than that, I only use my Guardians at the very last moment of the fight, just in case my healers are out of mana, which they shouldn't be, but whatever, I've got it, might as well use it, right? For this specific fight, I run full DPS build that includes Seraphim and DPS trinkets. I'm also using my legendary legs and Cephus for the stats, even though I can't get any interrupts off, so it's not going to proc, but I still got very good stats on it. So that's what I'm currently running for this specific boss. I'm also running Swarming Plague Hive is my haste trinkets and my Memento of Anger Boda that I absolutely love. So in terms of how to actually do this fight, one, we need to make sure that we keep the boss on the edge of the room. And the reason why we need to keep the boss on the edge of the room is because if he ever steps on a spire, one of those spikes, he's going to destroy it. And you're going to need those, especially your range and your healers. They're going to need them to hide from the comet, but you're also going to need to use it when you're hiding from Infernal Burning. So we obviously don't want to destroy that. Every time you're gonna taunt is when you get when your off tank gets a circle underneath them, they're gonna run off. It's got a 25-yard range. It's very, very small on normal. It's like a 10-yard range, so you can still stay within the boss's hitbox. You can't be in the hitbox on Heroic. They kind of made that a little wonky, so you can't just destroy him, but you can still throw out your shields and your judgments until you get back into the swing of things. When that meteor is on you, when you got that circle on you, you are ticking for 1.1 million damage every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. So it's 3.3 million total damage, and then you're going to explode for 1.5 million. So let's say your healers never healed you, and you left Goroth at full health when this started. If you have 5.5 mil health, obviously you're going to live. However, we know healers aren't going to ignore us, so don't worry about running away. If you know it's incoming because you see the cast bar and you're like, I just want to make sure I take just that slight little bit less damage, go ahead and throw out a Shield of the Righteous, and that should start to mitigate some of the damage. Now, in terms of what you need to worry about when that meteor hits is, one, don't ever have it land on your teammates because that's going to apply burning armor, and that burning armor then will cause them to take more damage, and that circle will also destroy spires as well, so you need to just be mindful of where you're standing. Now you are going to get a debuff applied once that meteor does hit you, and it lasts for 20 seconds. You don't have to worry about it because that 20 seconds is the exact time it takes for the next burning armor to come out on your off tank, so don't worry and panic about when to taunt swap on that one. There is never a time which you should swap right when you have like 1 or 2 seconds remaining. You're going to take an intense amount of damage, so just wait. Your off tank has plenty of time to get out of the raid because everybody should be standing in the middle of the fight and you guys are on the outer edges of the room. Now the last thing I want to mention is Infernal Burning. You need to hide behind the spires because it does 3.7 million initial damage to you, but then it applies a nasty debuff which will then inflict 1.4 million every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So it's going to be 7 million damage going out to you that isn't needed. So just hide behind the spires. Once we totally outgear this, go ahead and just stand out there just like we used to do on Tichondrius. But other than that, like I said, pretty easy fight. You guys should be getting some great gear off of this. You can either look at my gearing guide for gear that comes off of this, or you can go to the Paladin Discord channel to get more advice in terms of gear. I wish you all the best of luck, and hopefully this video helped you guys. I'll catch you in the next video.